Yeah, it's quite late night. I just wanted to go live to say hi to you guys, talk a little bit about fragrance addiction. I already made a video about this, or I filmed it, but it was deleted from my camera. I will do it. Will do one on my channel again, but for now, I want to make it like a live version. Just go live shortly and talk about it. Talk about a scent that I'm looking forward to wear or new scents a bit. Yeah, and that's it, right? So feel free to ask me anything if you want to, or if you're in the mood. It was quite spontaneous. 5 minutes ago, I came home, and I thought, like, man, it's Sunday night. Let's do a little live stream. Um, let's do it like this. Yeah, talking about fragrance addiction, right? Fragrance addiction is a big thing, and like I said, I already recorded a video about it. It was deleted, but I will do it, or I will do a long video about it again on my channel for sure. But I think for now I want to do it like this and just talk about the different amounts or the right amount of fragrances, right? Because for me, first of all, what I do is not normal, guys. So having about 100 or more than 100 fragrances is not a normal thing to do. um yeah it's yeah it is. I'm a collector, right? And that's a little bit of a different kind of thing, I would say. But it's not normal to own that kind of fragrance, and it gets addictive nowadays because you get influence from so many different sources for good fragrances or for interesting fragrances. And I want to give you some tips how to avoid messing it up, or spending too much money, to be honest with you, in the first place, because I think this is a big thing for a lot of people. And first advice I would give you, and that's really a really big thing: don't listen too much to influencers or to the same big YouTubers um, for everything, right? Just think about fragrance in a different way. I think there are kind of different levels of being into fragrances, and the first of all is just yeah and first of all, it's just like uh yeah starting off, right? You see these fragrances get compliments or stuff, and you just buy them, right? You blind buy, and that's the first thing that I wouldn't do. I do it all the time because I'm addicted. But if I would give you the first tip, is don't blind buy fragrances too much, even if they're cheap. Really think about them, or try to test them in stores or stuff, because for the most cheaper fragrances it's possible, or designer fragrances. And what I try to do now is really to keep myself strictly onto sampling high-end stuff if I want to have something really different, and then try it out. Maybe get like a bigger sample, like 5 ml or 10 ml, and then really, get to know the scent, if I really like it or not. And I found it really interesting, and really helped me to develop my taste in fragrances too, because so I really was, yeah, I was really hyped on some fragrances, and then I got a sample, and I really thought, okay, it's not really my thing, but I try it. And then after like wearing it 3 4 times, I regretted, or no, and not regretted it, but then I really thought, okay, I don't want to get a big bottle. Or sometimes I thought, man, for example, with Ocean of a Midnight Moon, I really thought then, man, this sam it smells so gorgeous. I want to have a big bottle of this, right? So first of all, really sample fragrances, guys, and don't blind buy too much cheap fragrances, because I think one of you already mentioned that in the comments, that it can be really upsetting sometimes if you have, like, for example, 10 cheap fragrances in your collection that you blind bought because some people told you, or you um, you saw reviews on them, and they told that they get compliments and stuff. That don't mean that you enjoy wearing this, and that's the main thing about fragrances that you should always that I can always recommend, guys. If you are getting more and more into fragrances, it's more about you really wearing fragrances for yourself. That's why you shouldn't really buy fragrances that get a lot of compliments and stuff, because it is you, the person, that has to wear it, that has to enjoy it. And if it's something that then people around you really appreciate, then it's a good thing, right? But in the first place, really, guys, get fragrances for yourself, and I would, yeah, I would save a little bit of money to not buy 10 cheapies and then get a fragrance that I really enjoy and maybe sample it before. That is the main tip that I can get you. And really, I think it's just a normal mistake, or like what I mean, everyone can do what with his money what he wants to do, but I think it's really common that people get into fragrances, want to find a signature. Like me, in the first place, I just wanted to have something for my birthday. Then I went with La Nuit de l'Homme, Prada L'Homme, Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Extreme. And then I was thinking, okay, there are so much fragrances. Let's test them out. And then I had like 10 fragrances, and still was telling myself, okay, let's get a little bit more, because I want a signature, right? And then after 15, 20 fragrances, you realize for yourself, okay, maybe I have a problem with buying or fragrances in general. And I think uh, that's why I would always recommend you guys really give fragrances another try, and sample before you buy. Sample in store. Get like go to Douglas or to any perfume store, and really just, and don't just spray it on paper. Really spray it on your skin, and or some fragrances on your skin. Just remember which fragrance was on which place, and then also see how skin chemistry works with the fragrance, because that's also a mistake a lot of people do, not testing out fragrances, and then sometimes the fragrance reacts different on your skin than on other skins, right? So it's just such a personal thing, guys, fragrances. And if you really want to have a smaller, really good collection, it's really important, I would say, if you want to keep it healthy and not like me, then you should really try um, to keep yourself strict with sampling. And I know people that do that and are really happy with that. I'm a little bit different when it comes to this kind of things, but this would be my first tip against fragrance addiction. And the one, I don't know, Tobias, as one of you guys also told me that he has like a rule for self that I think is really nice too. Um, that um, you really have to think about, for example, with niche fragrances, how much euros you want to spend on each ounce or like milliliter, right? Because um, it is a good thing to get niche fragrances, and there are a lot of good high-end fragrances, in my opinion, because, like I said, it's always better to have one fragrance for that really works for you than like 10 fragrances that stand on itself on the shelf and just collect dust, right? But really think about if you want to spend really more than 2 euros per milliliter for a fragrance, because it then it gets really expensive, and then you really have to be in love with the fragrance, right? And I think that's a good rule to set, like a um, to a regulation for yourself. For me personally, it's really a good thing too, for the tip, because now I know, okay, I really think about fragrances over 150 euros if I even should get them, and also like 150 euros or 100 to 150 euros, I really try a big sample, like 10 ml or 5 ml, before I get a whole bottle, right? Hi, Bob. Thank you for your comment, and have a good night, or I hope you enjoy your evening. And thank you for that kind words. Yeah, I think I wanted to share it like this. I don't know when you how long you have followed the stream already, but like I said, I want to make a whole video about it, but I wanted to give you an advice because it's a quite spontaneous live session here. Yeah, and there was one this was the thing, and then I wanted to give you like the advice, which is like a healthy thing to have fragrances. For me, it's really 3 to 5 fragrances are a healthy collection for a normal guy, right? Because you should have one for everyday use. A fresh fragrance, just think about any fresh fragrance that you really enjoy. You have to just see if you want something long lasting, if you want something citrusy, if you want something floral. That depends really on your taste and on your skin chemistry already, or also there, if you want to have a cheaper alternative, I would go with something like Prada L'Homme. I think it's still quite nice fragrance. I like something like, if you want something quite or affordable, I would go with something from from the house of Rochas, like L'Homme Rochas by Rochas. I really enjoy that one. It's really citrusy and smells high end for 20 euros. Or I love Bois Imperial, for example, because it's quite strong, but it's also really fresh, really inviting, and a lot of people like it, right? That kind of fresh fragrance I would go for. Then you need something for a night out, I think, and yeah, or like a date. I would consider these both in one category, to be honest, and would go with something. Yeah, I love Tom Ford Noir, the Eau de Parfum. I love Parfum Stella Marley Layton because it's just really nice projector. It's mass appealing, still has its own character, and I really really enjoy the smell around me. But there are also great offerings like Moustache by Rochas, which is 20 to 25 euros, and it's still such a great smell, in my opinion, for the price, for a night out and also for a date. It's really classy, smells sophisticated, smells gorgeous, and you find something in every category. Maybe I make a video about it one day. And last but not least, Terre d'Hermès, I would say. Special occasions. I like Terre d'Hermès, for example, for a daily driver. For me, it's like a signature, but also a really nice. Terre d'Hermès is really nice for special occasions. Bleu Noir is really nice, or something a little bit more sweet. Just depends on what kind of special occasions you're going to. Amouage, I don't own it, but I own a sample. Amouage Reflection Man is also really great for that kind of occasion, I would say. And if you want to have 5 fragrances, I would also consider one summer and one winter fragrance. For example, in summer, go with something like Chanel Adurom Edition Blanche, or Eau de Rochas is also really nice for summer. So you can combine them sometimes to just find yourself a really nice fragrance that you enjoy. And 3 are more than enough, I would say, to get you through the whole day, whole year. And then you can add like summer and winter. I would go with something fresh, really fresh. You can also go with Dolce Gabbana Light Blue All Intense if you still like it, or when you want something a little bit more high end, Bohemian Lime, for example, in the summertime. And in the wintertime, something like Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum is so beautiful, I would say. Chopin Oud Malaki, I really, really enjoyed that one. Cartier, Pacha de Cartier Parfum. That was really great. I'm looking forward to wear this a lot more. I will, I think, include it in my winter list for sure, because I just love the way this is still so fresh and has such a beautiful, gentlemanly vibe without being out or smelling outdated, right? So I think 5 fragrances is just beautiful, and everything above, I think you can also like own a really nice collection with 10 fragrances, but then it gets like into that kind of category where it can be more getting to an addiction than to just really owning fragrances. But I have to say, I also know mostly female friends of mine, or um, females that own like 20 fragrances, and it's still they're still not addicted because they are into fragrances a bit, but they don't get fragrances every month or something like this. So that just depends on your type, And one more tip that I want to give you guys is don't buy if the bigger your collection is, the smaller your fragrances should be, because getting today was also the case. I wanted to get a new fragrance, um Ombre Tabac or Tabac. I don't know the rename now, but um, I was thinking about, because the deal was really nice for 100 ml, right? It was like 30 euros more for that 100 ml than the 50 ml. But still, guys, I choose to go with the 50 ml because I'm thinking, when should I use it, right? Of course, it doesn't get really bad, a fragrance, but sometimes having smaller fragrance amounts is just good, because it's less like air in there, and the fragrance itself, it's more fresh for a longer period of time. And even me, guys, I rotate every day when it comes to fragrances, and I have so many uh, big dents in fragrances, but also I have a lot of juice left, of course, of so many fragrances. So I would always go, even if you have when there's like a difference from like 10 euros, I would do it and get the big bottle. But really be careful with getting too big, or if you don't wear it on a regular base, don't get too much of bigger bottles in your collection, because they just collect dust, and you can easily rock it in a small amount, and it's the same, right? So I think that's just like the normal mistakes a lot of people do, and me included. So I can give you like a suggestion how to avoid this kind of mistakes. But this is just my normal, yeah, that's my normal thing to do. Hey Tobias, yeah, I make this video because of you. I mean, not because of you, but because you were talking about this kind of topic, and I said in the beginning of the stream that I already recorded this kind of video, but it deleted on my camera. I don't know why, because of saving problems or stuff. So I want to do it again on a normal video, but I wanted to make like a really spontaneous live version, and give you some advice, and also chat with you if you have some questions to ask me on this really warm or hot day here. I really enjoyed the day today here in Cologne. It was really warm. Had a really busy weekend, and now I'm relaxing at home. And today, stuff to do and record my next weekly rotation for you guys. I'm really looking forward to that, because, yeah, it was quite an interesting week of fragrances. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to different. I hope I could, yeah, help you with that kind of yeah, yeah, with this kind of tips. I mean, it's always, like I said, it just depends on the person. Like I said, I know also like people with 20 fragrances that still manage to not buy a lot of fragrances each month, right? And I think it just depends on the person how much is like an addiction. But in general, like I said, 5 fragrances more than enough for every man to own and to smell great. And also like um, yeah, also like to go too much into niche. Of course, if you have a lot of fragrances in your collection, for example, for me nowadays, I'm really bored sometimes when it comes to designer fragrances or new designer fragrances. But I really try to keep it, or to sample niche fragrances, and then choose my favorite, and then think about getting them, because um, in the end, guys, we all just want to smell great. And I think a lot of people that I also know are not into fragrances, or just getting into fragrances because of me, but they just appreciate if you smell nice, right? So sometimes a fragrance for like 30 euros just can do the trick, and you don't have to spend a lot of money to smell great. Also, of course, it's artistic, it's great to own beautiful fragrances. And for me, it's something different, because when there's like a story behind the fragrance, I really, really enjoy that one. But yeah, the general person outside that you meet won't really think about how much your fragrance costs, or how niche your fragrance is, right? They appreciate if you smell nice, if you dress good, if you smell clean, and that's the whole thing. Very content. Hey man, hey Chip. Yeah, that's thank you a lot for your kind words. 30, that's a big collection if it's yours. 30 at 320 bottles is quite ridiculous, but do you own like different kind of fragrances, or like, I mean, every designer niche cheapies, or how you structure this kind of amount of fragrances? I'm curious because I think at this kind of level, it's really hard to you really have to keep it quite structured to get to all to use all your fragrances, I think, because you have one fragrance for each day of the year basically. Yeah. um for me, for example, when it comes to that, for rotation, I always just try to find. I ordered my fragrances, like having fragrances that I reach for the most into one group, then night out fragrances, like, and then of course like seasonal stuff, and then I have a whole shelf of fragrances that I don't really use that much, and I try always at the end of in the beginning of the week to get, or to think about which fragrances that I don't really use that much I want to give a chance, because I think that's a good thing to, because the other ones you already know that you like them, and so you experience them again. And there were some bangers that I really really underappreciated, and now I fall in love with them again. Uh, for example, like Costa Azura. Again, I have niche and designer, sales job, and man, okay, that is a lot of niche. 18 sales jobs and 70 PDMs. Man, I think this is the whole line. Are there more than 70 PDMs? I mean, nowadays I think so. I saw like the new advertisement for uh, for the for the new one, the orange bottle. I don't know the name, but it should be like a little bit caramelized. It should be like a sweeter scent, right? Um, but I love Parfums de Mali. I think they are, and Sergioff. I think they're really worth it, even if some people say they're a little bit designerish. From the quality wise, they're great, I would say. Hey, Plasmodium. What's my favorite tobacco fragrance? It's really hard to answer, to be honest. I love Oud Malaki, which I would say is more tobacco than Oudi. And today I purchased Amber Tabak by Josué. I always can't remember the name of this. How is it called? Daniel Jossier. Amber Tabak. I had a sample of that one and I really, really enjoyed it. It's great. It smells a little bit like Parfums de Mali Ojan, I think. So really, really nice combo. And also, of course, like Dolce Gabbana Pour, if you want designer fragrances, are really, really, yeah, Daniel Jossier. And yeah, I really enjoyed that one too. Really classy one. And also, one of my favorites is Jazz Club, to be honest, from Maison Margiela, which I really, really looking forward to wear a lot more now in the cooler days. Montal Infinity, wow. Montal is really a fragrance house that I'm not really into yet. I tried Montal Intense Cafe and some different ones, but they're also always so punchy for me. It's a little bit too much for me sometimes. But I know a lot of my a lot. I know some friends of mine that really enjoy them for like night out fragrances. The black bottle, I don't know the name yet. That is also really hyped now. That smells quite sweet, and which is really popular here in Cologne. Also, is Tonka Cola from Mancera. No, my. Do you think you're talking about my favorites for each season? I mean, watch my video, but I think you already did. Oh man, that's really hard to answer nowadays. Like I said, I think I would say, if I could just for each season one, I would say Of course, one Terra MS has to be spring or autumn. I would say spring Terra MS. Then I would go in summertime. Would I still go with Bohemian Lime? I would still go with Bohemian Lime in summertime by Goldfield and Banks. I now would go as far as saying Pacha de Cartier Parfum for like autumn and something really sweet. I mean, Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum, or like some of the line of Guerlain L'Homme Idéal for winter. It's hard. This is really hard for me. Yeah, it's really hard. Say your for choices, or everyone can say their choices. I think it's a quite interesting topic, but um, yeah, it's really hard to pick. Tom Ford Noir Eau de Parfum, I really enjoy it in wintertime too because of the beautiful incense in there. I had a period where I what to do. Oh man, there's some kind of animal in my room now, and I don't know what it is. Wait a minute. I hope it's just like. Oh. Oh man. Okay. I don't know how to get this one out of this room, but okay. I think it's because of the light here. Wait a minute. Okay. So I had periods. Yeah, I think Tobias, you already told me that, and I think this is really interesting. And I lost control and pushing. Yeah. I think like I said, that is the main thing for me. Also, I have like these periods where I purchase way too much fragrances. Really, for example, it's just like really like a period then for me. Also, like when I came back from Italy, that I purchased like 5 fragrances in some days just, and then I was thinking about why I'm doing that, right? And then I try to control myself again, but sometimes it's really hard to control yourself, and it's like a normal addiction. Really, I think I mean, like there's so many people that are addicted to fashion or shopping, right? I know some friends that really also there. It's really hard to just be a little bit more minimalistic, right? And yeah, it's really hard. It's really hard. You have to control yourself, and sometimes if you're not the have the personality to don't to, that you can't control yourself a lot, it's really hard. What German brands should we be checking out for good fragrances? German brands is really there are Birkenholz is quite okay, or I like the artistic facet of these fragrances. But other than that, I would say Farina, which is like the oldest cologne. There's like this 4711, but it's even the oldest one from Cologne is Farina, which is Eau de Cologne or something like this. That's really great and smells really divine, I would say. But other than that, German perfumery is not on the highest level when you ask me, to be honest. If you try the fragrance to bois or I haven't fragrance to bois tonight. Okay, great. Thank you, Chip, for the advice. I haven't tried them, but I heard about the one, the Au Bleu. Okay. It sounds really interesting. I tend to purchase too many as well. I end up giving some as gifts. That's a great thing. I also give fragrances sometimes to my relative or like to my family or to friends. But or I try to sell a lot. There was the time where I really sold a lot of fragrances. But nowadays it's really hard for me because I love really all of my fragrances in my whole collection now. Maybe like I made like a video that the ones that I wouldn't buy again, but still I would say they are great fragrances. So it's really, really hard. And Plasmodium, or I don't know your name, but it's normal. There are a lot of people that just purchase too much. Do you have a goal for your collection? Yeah, my goal is really to have something that I absolutely adore in every category, right? Like a really fresh one. I want something floral. I want something citrusy, something for every occasion, for every season. Something leathery, something woody. Leather. I have now this one, which I really enjoy. Gucci Guilty Absolute. Really. I mean, it's still a designer, but I really like the roughness of the fragrance. That was something that was missing. And really yet now I'm thinking of, that's why I choose Amber Tabak, to have something now that I really enjoy in the cooler days. That's a little bit more gourmandish, because I want to go a little bit more or to try some more gourmandish fragrances, because I wasn't the biggest fan yet, but there are really great offerings, I think. What are your goals, guys? I mean, I think it's really hard to explain when you have so much fragrances. I just want to enjoy everything, and just have like a beautiful setup for every occasion, right? 2 months to two a month, quality over quantity. Yeah, quality over quantity is a good thing. That is a really nice tip to give people. How cool is this? Shooting with a fragrance. Okay, then. Greetings to greetings to Texas, man. Really, yeah. That's the nice thing about the internet, right? You can just chill here, and here it's like, I don't know, 11 in the evening, and here it's also really warm still, because it's the last days of summer here. But it's really great to connect with all you guys. I really, really enjoy that about the most about the whole YouTube thing, to know where you're from and what kind of background you have with fragrances and stuff. And for me, I also can learn a lot, right? So yeah, Jeremy was that's a good topic too. He was really kind. uh, he was quite professional, and there are some stereotype, or how you say, stereotypes. No, you say like, yeah, you have some, you expect some things, right? And he was a bit weird in the beginning, to be honest. Really focused on himself. We recorded some stuff for a television show. For he has our own television show, and we recorded something for that. That's the main point I can tell you. And it was, yeah, it was quite interesting, and he was really nice to me. We had a really nice chat. He was really down to the ground, so really, and he made a really good job. He was really concentrated on his stuff. And I mean, the main thing about Jeremy Fragrance, guys, that you have to remember, he's a sales guy, right? And I appreciate him for that. I don't think he is as um yeah, he's not so much in the artistic kind of thing of fragrances, right? Or he's still passionate in a way, but he's more like passionate about selling and being the best, right? And that's something you either appreciate or not. For that kind of thing, I wouldn't really listen to his advices anymore when it comes to fragrances nowadays. But he is like an idol for a lot of people, and I appreciate uh, his his work, right? Because he made he's still down to the ground, and he sells his own fragrances, so that's great for him. I've quite a few. Hey, nice in Florida. Okay, really nice too. Yeah, he closed his brand. He told me too. So he tries to sell out now, and then he wants to do something. He wants to do another kind of company, because his brother was involved, and they wouldn't wasn't really going along so well, and then they separated, and now they have to do something different than Fragrance One. That's what I know. Yeah, and my opinion about fragrance clones is that I think it's hard to say. I mean, sometimes that it shows how much you can do with lesser money and still produce a beautiful product, right? Sometimes it's just shit. And in general, I am not the biggest fan to just dupe the artistic point of things. But guys, it's just like everything, right? There is just this point where you have to choose between high quality and the price, or spending less and then also getting less of a product most of the time. But for example, there are examples like Turati Blue, Woody Oud, which I still enjoy, or like Moustache Eau de Parfum, that are just so easy, right? And I don't need the original then really for myself, because I enjoy them as much as I did the samples of the original. So, or also Oud for Glory, I still think is great for in the replacement of Oud for Graces, even if this has a really, for me, a really synthetic kind of note in the opening. What fragrance are you looking to pick up soon? Yeah, Office I also tried, and I really liked it. It's a good fragrance. I mean, it's just like a really mass appealing, crowd pleasing, compliment getting fragrance, and I think that's what I meant. It's just something that you expect from a fragrance from Jeremy Fragrance. So if you get this product, you know what you get, right? And you get like exactly that. It's in the vein of Dior Sauvage, but better and niche. I don't get why it's so expensive, to be honest. Like you say, be good that you don't got it like on like that you paid retail, but it is a good fragrance, right? And also black tie. I mean, it's even more expensive, and I still think it's a really great fragrance. It has similarities to Gucci Guilty Absolute, I think, but it's it's still great. Some clowns are so good, it makes me realize how much of a profit some niche houses make. Yeah, but sometimes I mean, of course, I understand that, and some niche houses really, yeah, make a sellout out of it, right? For example, Creed. I really don't get why people still are getting Creed fragrances. I mean, they are just too expensive for what you get. They're watered down, and also new Tom Fords, which is like still designer, but it has like niche prices. Yeah, if they are still like, I know I get the artistic point, and I still get right. You get a high end product also with the packaging, but just think about something like a designer bag or something, right? People also pay like for Louis V bag, like I don't know how much it costs, to be honest, 300 euros or more, and it costs like 20 euros in to make it, right? So, or to yeah, to get it done. So also there, people just sometimes like to have this high quality to feel better, or it does something to them, and that's what I meant. It's really, you have to decide which kind of person you are, and if you care, or if it's sometimes it is a difference for me personally when it comes to longevity and protection too, and of quality ingredients, but it just depends. Yeah, some clones are really good. Yeah, and Musashi Eau de Parfum, really one of my. I love it because it's so ambery, warm, vanillic, still so masculine with the pepper. I really enjoy wearing this, and this is, for example, something that I can wear to the studio. And there are a lot of people wearing, or customers that are wearing, or clients that are wearing fragrances, but they still compliment me on Moustache Eau de Parfum before, because they haven't heard about it, and they felt it's really great. Also, Baby Cat from Yves Saint Laurent is one that I really want to try, because I think someone asked, which I'm looking forward the most. And Ombre Tabac, for example, I have something. Oh, that is an interesting one, guys. That you have to answer me. I can't really say how was the name. Violet was the company. I got a sample now today. Une Ère de Ab irgendwas. It's, okay, I try to find it and then for the art. Originals are bought for the art. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, and there are people that are willing to pay it, right? Some we are sometimes, and also other people. And for example, when it comes to Parfums de Marly or something, I still think the quality is just outstanding. For example, with Leighton or Leighton Exclusive, you can argue, okay, it's a little bit mainstreamy when it comes to the DNA, but still, it is made in such a great way. Uh, and it, when someone is telling me, okay, there are, for example, dupes of this fragrance, they are not coming close to that, to the feeling of the fragrance, to longevity, to the yeah, to what this fragrance does to me. So that's why I sometimes think clones are not good, but sometimes they are really good. My collection is around 105, 6 euros. Fragrances, I think. It's hard to tell because it's always growing, but I tried to not buy, but that is just 4 bottles, right? We have a lot of samples that I use, but and some fragrances that I gifted to my mother, for example. I gifted her my L'Homme Ideal, the new one, the black bottle that is that smells like the cologne one, the white one that was discontinued. I can't remember the name, to be honest, but it's great. But I wore it one time when I went to Bonn, and she fall in love in it, and I was like, keep it. I get a new bottle, and I never got a new bottle. For example, this one. Um, Yeah, Afnan and Latafa are great. Yeah, that's what I say. They are really great. Latafa is really underrated, and I mean Maison Alhambra, for example, makes also really good clones, and it's just like Latafa with another name, right? So there's a grasshopper here in my room, for by the way, guys. So I'm thinking about how I get rid of him tonight. Yeah. But let's see what what you said. Afnan is also really great. Like I said, I haven't really tried a lot of Afnan's. Supremacy in Oud, I wanted to try, or not only intense, but Supremacy in Oud, but they're so similar to fragrances that I already got, and this is kind of my whole saying that I don't want to be redundant with fragrances anymore. I try to, if I, for example, I know that I love Nishanes Hachivat the most from pineapple woody fragrances. So I try to not get any pineapple woody fragrance anymore because I know this is my standard and that is the one that I want to um, to stick to, right? Fortitude for Rowan Graham. Yeah, I tried this one, and this is also really great. The Robert Graham one. Um, plus Modium. This one is really great and it smells more niche. I agree. Jazz Club is just I like Jazz Club because it has such a beautiful price value proposition, and it has like this coconutty vibe that I didn't really get from the Robert Graham one, but still I think the quality is great on this one. Yeah, and I like the bottles a lot. This is a house that I want to get into a lot more too, because now I want to go a little bit more into niche the next couple of months if it's possible. What weekend of Amouage Blue King, not for me, horrible for me. Funny Chip. This was the fragrance that Jeremy Fragrance wore when he went to the studio, and I was asking him, man, what is this fragrance? Because it was so strong, and he had a sample of it, and he also really didn't enjoy it that much. I think it's also like, I mean, it smells okay, but it doesn't smell niche to me or really special or something. For me, it's a little bit boring, to be honest. Amouage has better fragrances, really better fragrances. Oh man. Um, Montage Clown House of I haven't got Ganymede yet. Mm, I wanted to get it, the big bottle, but it was not. It was just. I could just get it from the Marc Antoine Barrois website, and it just with card, and I wanted to get it with PayPal, and then I wanted to try to not do it, but yeah, well, I want to get it on someday, for sure, for sure. But Ganymede is just great. I really, really adore it for bits. I love Boa Portugal, Boa Imperial so much, but also this one is so outstanding, so that I want to get it. So Tobias, I will get it. I will get it. I thinking about getting. I have birthday on the 30th of this, and I get 30. So I want to give myself some a fragrance, and I'm thinking about that one. Stay away from drink. Oh, Mihai, nice to see you. Not performant scent and better get stuff of higher quality. Yeah, my words, Mihai. That is a great as well suggestion, because yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's like that. Um, and also sometimes it just doesn't really work with body chemistry. At a lot of cheaper perfumes that had great longevity and stuff, but I couldn't handle it because they were really off on my skin. I don't know why, but then I throw them away, or gave someone as a present and said, try it if you like it, right? Yeah, I have Boa Portugal. I always want to have Boa Portugal, but another fragrance. I have Boa Imperial in my collection, and I absolutely adore it. Yeah, that's why. But still, I think Ganymede and Boa Imperial are different enough that you can own both. But like you say, Boa Imperial is such a banger. I love it, and everyone loves it around me. It's so special, and some people say it has a little bit of throwback. I love Quentin Biche. He's such a great perfumer. Also, like the new Kenzo Pour Homme Eau de Parfum. Uh, I love the Intense more, but they are always so creative when he does it. I think this is also the Eau de Toilette Intense is from him, but yeah, it's a great price value Boa Imperial. To take you off topic, but I'm a German soccer fan. What is the mood? The mood is my mood is that I really don't care, to be honest, because I'm a big football enthusiast, but I'm more into like a soccer team. So I really enjoy FC Köln from here, or Borussia Dortmund. I don't like Bayern Munich, and they doing shitty work in the DFB team. So I hope they will fix it soon and get something new. I think still that that Flick is a good like trainer, but it really didn't really work out. So to this off topic kind of thing, but yeah, I love it. And you have Messi now in your league. That's really great. I saw some games. Really, he's enjoying life in the USA, I think, and that's great to see after this Paris thing here. So I'm a little bit more into like, yeah, like I said, Bundesliga, also Premier League, Serie A, because of my because of family members that love Italian football. I discovered an amazing perfume, by the way. So good that I bought football. Figuier Noir. That sounds really interesting. I haven't had a chance to get it. It's like fig because of figuier, or is it like a dark fig fragrance, or what kind of fragrance it is? Me, I sounds great. I love the name. Virginia, not for me. Ah, okay. There, okay, Chip doesn't like it, and the sales is on yeah, man, this is the thing, right? Some people just, but that's the beauty. Also with art, guys, it doesn't really matter. Some people really enjoy it. Some people don't enjoy it at all, and that's the beauty about perfumery that you can rock whatever you want, and you will find someone that likes it, and you will definitely find someone who says it's boring or he doesn't like it, right? Also, for me, I love smoky fragrances, for example, but I try to don't wear them too much around my girlfriend because she doesn't like smoke, or she can't really handle smoky fragrance at all. And yeah, I think it just depends. I love with like also with music, I'm open to everything when as long as it's good music, and that's the same thing that I think about perfumery, that as long as it's a good blend, I can appreciate it, right? I did buy 40 knots, had to think about you since you prefer it over Amrina. I must say it's absolutely fantastic. Oh, great to hear that, Tobias, after misleading you a little bit with Ocean of a Midnight Boon, which was not your cup of tea, right? But I think 40 knots. I wore it yesterday evening to like a birthday party outside. Oh man, this is so great when it's still a little bit warm, and it's a little bit more, I would say, just masculine than Ambre Nuit, and but I love the salty aspect, and it's still a little bit powdery and smells great. And mostly women really absolutely loved it yesterday, and I wore it the day before also in the evening and got a compliment. So I mean, it doesn't really matter if I get compliments, but I really enjoyed it wearing for myself. Very figgy. Okay, I love fig, so I have to try it. I love the note of fig if it's made in a good way. But is it fig with incense, or which kind of noir uh, theme is it? That's why I say not for me. Yeah. But what is your Chip? What is your favorite Parfums de Mali? If you have so many and your Sergers, what if you could choose one Parfums de Mali and one Serger, what would it be? I'm really curious. I visited the perfume store this week and I reflection on the fence about them for sure to perform budgets. Yeah, that's also, I think, I always underestimate that with fragrance in general, guys, that there are some people that are really offended uh, quite fast by fragrances, right? For example, my sister can't really handle strong fragrances, and when you around this kind of people and have oversprayed a monstrous projecting or beast mode fragrance, that can be a little bit hard to handle. But Reflection Man, I mean, I like Reflection Man, to be honest. I think it's beautiful floral, but it's just soapy and clean, yeah. But it has a beautiful side to it. I see the artistic aspect in that. No, no, not Siri. No, no, no. Looking, yeah, Chip, really try it out. I don't want to say it too much too loud because I think there are people that don't like it, but I love it because it's salty, pineapple. It has a pineapple vibe, but it's more like an aquatic fragrance with like a incensey. This is really like for me how Acqua di Gio Profumo should have smelled in a niche version, and it's way better in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, pure fig with fougere sounds really, really interesting for me. I have to try it. Maybe you can comment on some of my videos, the name again, so I figure noir I can remember. I think so that I don't remember that I don't forget that because it sounds great. Carline and Uden, yeah, Uden I tried too. It's really nice, and Carlisle is like a deeper is that just like a more darker version of Leighton, right? Is Uden the also the clean one? I don't know if I remember correctly. Hey, RP, the poop monster. Are you the poop monster? Ever am and no, the original. Oh, okay, great to know, Flexion Man. Yeah, but I'm really a fan. Okay, Fougere Noir. I have to find it here. Uh, uh, yeah, great. Thank you. Okay, I know this one, of course. Okay, that was something I think Demi Rowling was also recommending. I I saw it before, but a lot of people said it's great, but some people said it's also quite dated. But I have to try it. I want to give it a try. Udon works great for me. Udon similar to Chanel Alurom. Okay, wow, that's a great. That sounds really mass appealing. Then Udon here in Cologne, Eber Tempura, or how is it called? This fruity one, the the blue one is really in hyped here, and I can't really stand it, to be honest. But like I said, it's always like that thread. Also, guys, also try to smell Montabaco Intensive by Omon Jane. Yeah, that one I've heard before too. I have to Montabaco. Yeah, it's great to chat with you guys. Then I I get new ones. Yeah, this one. These two guys. Thank you, Mihai, again, because these two were already on my list because I saw them, and this one, the Ormond Jane one, the Montabaco, everyone says it's one of the most gorgeous fragrances you can buy, but it's expensive, so I have to. Maybe this will be like a gift for me, either on my birthday or on Christmas. Eva Pura, yeah, that is the one. Yeah, you like that one? Yes. Hey, Tuvalu. I live in Tuvalu. I don't know where Tuvalu is, to be honest. Is it okay? I don't want to say something wrong. So Tuvalu. Oh, Oceanian. Great, man. You have to have a beautiful view. uh, Great choice of of a country to live in. I think. Is it beautiful there? I think so, but maybe it's rainy nowadays. Aurelia Montalban is great, like niche version of GNG Prom. Yeah, I think so too. Maybe the old. I still try to get an old version of Dolce and Gabbana Prom, the original, um, yeah, thing on it, from the 90s. But it's really hard to get in a big bottle here for a good price. Yeah, I really want to try them. But if you guys say these are great, I will try the Montabaco one. I have just heard really good things, and they also have good comments on Parfumo. Scent of the evening. My scent of the evening is I already put on Loewe Poem because it's one of my night scents, and I just took a shower when I came back from outside because I was sweaty, and I love to wear Loewe Poem for sleeping. That is, for example, something that my girlfriend doesn't understand at all. So we live separately still, but she never gets why someone would wear like perfume to sleep. But I really enjoy it. This one is so great with the lavender for me personally. What are your scents of the evening, guys? I'm curious, like always. I also try to get the one luminous night. Okay, it's like a special one. I'm always a little bit patient when it comes to Dolce and Gabbana flankers in any way. Also with the light blue line, I never got anything other than the intent which I tried. But this sounds really interesting too. The one luminous nights. Wow. You guys are really. I mean, you have 30. If you have so many fragrances, you know a lot more than me. I think. I can let that. How long, Chip? One just a, how long are you into fragrances already? Um, how long are you collecting Falcon leather from Ethiopia? Yeah, man. Oh, there was a bad. Okay. Falcon leather from but also on. Yeah, Falcon leather is also really hyped, and I This one, I tried the Cologne Cedra, which I have a little 6 ml from Cologne Cedra. I really enjoy that one, but I don't want to get it's just like a cologne style of fragrance, so don't want to invest in it. But the Falcon Leather I tried, and I really like this one. It's not really leathery in my experience, but I really, really thought it smells really high end. Yeah, but this vibrato stuff and so from Suspiro by Vibrato, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, to be honest, by all this hype of this fragrance. I'm always a little bit patient when too much of big YouTubers talk about the same kind of fragrance, because it can't be that great, to be honest. I'm sorry, but I think they are just too similar to Terre d'Hermès. But I don't know. Maybe they're still great. I haven't tried them, but I don't like this kind of hype beasts. On Rost. Wow, by Tower. I want to try the dessert ones still, and I haven't got it. I always want to purchase them because I tried them and they're great and they're so beautiful dry, but but I haven't tried the Uno Roast. But sounds like also like an oriental fragrance, Tobias, right? Really great. Sounds great. Ah, Vibratos. Okay, it's a tiger. Yeah, yeah. I misunderstood that one. Yeah. Um, Yeah, but also with Tiger, I love the quality, and I tried it, and I think, man, it's a great smelling. You smell that the quality is really high, but still, it is just too expensive for the DNA for me personally. Then I just want to use like Turati Blue, which is so similar in the air, and I don't really care, and I don't want to spend like 300 euros on the fragrance. Isola Blue. And Isola Blue is also like the old oligarch is quite like Telemes, right? Yeah, that's sweet, interesting. But Isola Blue, a lot of people really like too. But I think it's just I tried oligarch one and it was really close to Telemes. No need to have both. Okay, I don't know which one you think, but Tiger is best, but Vibrato has better longevity. Interesting. Yeah, but for me, like I said, I love the kind of DNA because it's fresh and different, but it's just for me, this is such an easy daily kind of DNA that I don't want to spend so much money if I like a cheaper version. But guys, go for it if you like it. And I think, Chip, you have the fragrances. I love Tiger, and I can see that Vibrato is also really nice. Hi, Jessica. Mojave Ghost. Yeah. I think my girlfriend tried Mojave Ghost, or my sister. I don't know, and I really liked it on one of them because they told me that is quite popular too when celebrities wear them. I think great choice. I think a lot of people like this. But radios also, I want to have Bile d'Afrique. I like the smell, even if it's really unisex or maybe a little bit feminine leaning. I really, really enjoy it. The smell wise, even if it's not the longest lasting fragrance. What is your unicorn scent? What you mean with unicorn? Maybe I don't get the words. So you mean whatever, whenever, or which occasion? Doesn't matter which occasion. I agree. About the hype, I would show yeah, for sure. Wow, Tobias, that sounds really great. Rose fragrance in general, I think it's an art to make a good masculine rose fragrance, and that sounds really, really gorgeous. To be honest with you, I have to give this one a try too. You have a really interesting taste too. Um, yeah, I tried Gris Chanel. I want to get the Extrait. I want to get the Extrait one. I love the Extrait one. Gris Chanel Extrait is so special. I really, really want to, really want to get a full bottle. But also there, I really try to get maybe one a month or two a month if they are quite expensive too, and really choose wisely. But extra Christian Lexray, I really want to get. Really loved the sample. Really absolutely stunning. And my girlfriend loved it too. Rings, Black Panther, great clones. Yeah, Alexander Fragrances, I heard a lot of good things, just that you have to have to give them some times, right? That they are sometimes a bit yeah, not ready to go if you get them, right? Hi, Jessica. Okay, great. Yeah, I think it's quite unisex, and you can wear whatever you want, right? So I think also as a man you can wear that one. And I have also some friends that like to wear more really unisex or female fragrances. I try to remember one now, but I think the one from Gucci, the green one, I can't remember the one, but that a friend of mine is wearing that and it smells great on him. And I think you should not think too much into genders when it comes to fragrances, because it depends on your personality and how you wear the fragrance, or if you like it, people will like it on you, I think. Unicorn is rare to find. Something that I have in my collection that is rare to find. Oh man, that's hard, to be honest. From my collection, I would say I don't know if I really have something that is rare to find nowadays. I was really shocked the other day when I was getting through uh, getting through the prices for you guys for a video to see if something is under like $50, because I want to make like a video under 30 fragrance under 30 euros. And for example, Oud Malakio just don't get it anymore here in Germany, and it costs now over 100 euros. And I was really shocked about that, for example. Um, Additional other fig base 11. Okay. Then I really, I love fig. So Mihai, I think I will like Guanona, and I'm quite man, Black Alien, fuck yourself. Really go out of this chat, please. Um, sorry guys to say that, but I really hate people like that. Um, yeah, what I want to say is, yeah, then I really have to try it, because I think I really am so in love with Une Histoire de l'Homme Irrésistible from Mambusar, which is also fig based. Really nice. Jessica, I have about like 105 fragrances, I think, nowadays in my collection, and counting, because I can't stop. It's funny. I'm talking about fragrance addiction, and I still can't really um, just live with fragrances I have in my collection. It is just really sometimes, yeah. It's just I'm just addicted, and it's getting better, but I have a lot, and I try to um, to get rid of some, and then just and wear them all, but it's hard. How many have you, Jessica? And have you also a lot of unisex fragrances, or more like female fragrances? Really nice to see another, a female in the that you watch my, maybe I don't know if you watch my videos, but I'm always curious also if a woman watch my videos, to be honest, because um, yeah, because I'm just just talking about masculine or unisex fragrances. Yes, yeah. I didn't try this one, Maracuja yet, but yeah. I wanted to ask that to Jessica too, Chip. That's so I also Tobias, I don't know if, you're talking to Jessica, I think, because I don't wear female fragrances or female market fragrances. Um, I just sometimes really don't understand. Okay, yeah, that it's marketed like that because, for example, also like Costa Azzurra, I don't really get why I mean, it's a unisex fragrance, but a lot of people just say or recommend it as a masculine fragrance, and I get it, but I still think it's great. And a lot of women that I showed my collection to, they wanted to wear this one for themselves. So I think it's really interesting sometimes how we think about genders in yeah, in perfumery. So yeah, but really interesting. But guys, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this one, Warm Momo from Moschino, which I saw like for really a cheap price. And this one also, I think it's so under the radar nowadays. I haven't seen someone talking about this one, and I think it's a great cheapie, great cheapie. I would say also like I sometimes like to wear still Toy Boy from Moschino, which I think is uh, is really unisex in my opinion. Floral Botica. Okay, that sounds great. I haven't tried that one too. Atomic Rose and Musk Therapy. I also tried once. I really like this one, and I think it smells great on both genders. That sounds really interesting. I never heard of Linden. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Give me that it smells good. What do you mean, Drake? Nice to see you, Leah Drake. But I wanted to show you the fragrance that I got a sample now today, and I can't remember, or I can Violet. Une Ère d'Apogée. Did you try it? Did you try that one, guys? I saw it on some videos and I read about it, and it should be really nice and interesting. And I'm really looking forward to get the sample. It has like, what is the note? Um, okay, standing in the way. Hay. There's a hay note in there, and mimosa, which I think was really. It's a tobacco hay mimosa suede scent. Really interesting. I'm really looking forward to get that one. Lindenblüte. Okay, interesting. I haven't smelled something with Lindenblüte, to be honest. Um, but in general, guys, what are your favorite notes in perfumery? Mine are definitely is I'm a sucker for lavender, and I'm a sucker for pineapple. I don't know why, and now also honey is. I love the sweetness of honey. I want to have the Lenvol by Cartier. I think this is Cartier. Also, I think it smells absolutely great. The eau de parfum, but there's so many beautiful notes. But like I said, also this yeah, this normal notes, or like this that are I just love how different notes can be in perfumery, or come across really differently in some cases. Like for example, a harsh lavender and a really smooth lavender. I really love it if it's a really beautiful smooth lavender. Weekend of Soma. Guys, you tell me so many great fragrances. Soma. Which kind of fragrance is it? I mean, I can look it up. Here. Sample. Man, if something has an 8 rating out of 10 on Parfumo, it is quite interesting. And kind of under the radar, I think, because just 12 ratings. Interesting. Wow. Thank you, Chip. Sounds great. Yeah, I saw pounds already. So yeah, great. I will get a sample. I think I can. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the tip. Green light. Oh, and fig. Fig is also one that one of my favorite perfume notes. I don't track my wearings in Perfumo, but I love the people that do it. I'm not the most structured. So I have my structure in days, and of course I'm really structured when it comes to my studio and stuff. But in my personal life, I'm sometimes a little bit. I'm more like um, doing it whatever I like, right? But I love when people just say I wore this like 3 times in the last 2 years or stuff. When you can track yourself on Perfumo, it's really great. Oh, Tobacco Honey by Guerlain. I have never heard that one from Guerlain. Yeah, Chip, I mean, with 320 fragrances, it's better to track with Parfumo, I think. Are you also, guys, are you into commenting on Parfumo? Are you making reviews of fragrances? Uh, I'm really curious because I never did it yet. But I will get some samples soon from Montabaco, Intensivo, Figua Noir, and Soma Haikon. Guys, thank you a lot for great recommendations, and I will let you know how I feel about them. Ah, you rate, no reviews. Okay. At least you rate. I think it's great. Um, And it's really interesting on Parfumo, I think, if you see how many people changed their mind over the years, right? If you see someone is raging over a fragrance and then he falls in love with it, like 2 years later, he makes a new review. I really think that says a lot about perfumes too. A review, okay, interesting. Hi, Pedro. Great to see you. Hi, Sean. Whatever you want to say with Weasel. Great to see you guys. Yeah, but me too. I love Parfumo, but I want to if I grow my collection even more, I have to track my perfumes too someday. Yeah, I think I will. I think I will do it like that. That I review it in my weekly rotation. I will give every sample a chance every day, and then I will say or tell you what I think about them. I wanted to ask you guys exactly that, Chip. If someone tried the Absolute of Aventus, if it's worth it. For me, it just fits the whole new style of Creed very well. I mean, I haven't tried it, but it just seems like an elixir version that they try to go designerish nowadays. Who doesn't like girls? Yasmin. Everyone. I love girls, of course. I also love men, but depends when it comes to family, for example. Oh man. Okay, I see. Yasmin. Last sample I got from Parfumo is Ombre Noir by Lalique. Great. Not out yet. Yes. Okay, okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting that it's I think it's just an open for the French and European market, right? Okay, interesting. Yeah, I think but I think it's a little bit of sellout, but I'm really interested because I still love the way Avento smells, right? I love also the new batches, but just like they stick to my skin for 2 hours and then they're gone. So I don't really appreciate that about a 300 euro fragrance. But also there, I think there are a lot of people that just don't care and still want to have it. Great comment, Gavin. I don't know who that is. Yeah, and I think they want to make even more money with like inflation, right? I think they shouldn't really raise prices too much, and they still do for everything for Tom Ford, but also like for I mean, look at the designer range. That's why I'm looking more into niche now a lot because I think even Armani or stuff, they try to raise the price. They try to discontinue stuff, then they try to bring them out in a new bottle and sell them for like 140 euros for 100 ml retail, which I think that no designer should cost that much, to be honest, but no normal designer, but it is what it is, and I think some brands, if they're sold, they also want to do stuff, right? Great comment, Chip. That is a good fragrance to kiss girls, I think too. And also on a on a summer night, still I would go with La Nuit de l'Homme for kissing a girl. Always for me, it smells always like a first date fragrance or like a teeny fragrance. I don't know why, but still guilty pleasure fragrances. That is that is hard to say. I think I I have them. Yeah, I still think. For example, yeah. I mean that is hard to say, but sometimes, for example, such no-brainer fragrances for me are also like guilty pleasure fragrances. They always come back to, right? Like yeah, sometimes for example, wear just Sauvage Elixir, even if I because I really just want to have this masculine spiciness, or Mancera Cedra Rosé, even if they're just like really uninteresting sometimes for me to wear, but then I come back to them and then I want to wear them again and again and again. But I love my fragrances, so for me, it's not a guilty pleasure to wear them. But I know what you mean, guys, and it's great, great question, I would say. Coffee, rose, and myrtle mysterium. Really nice fragrances that you recommend here. So everyone, I mean everyone. Well, fragrance is Elixir Decis. I never heard of that one too. What is so such a guilty pleasure about it, Chip? Yeah, Halfeti, I know. Penhaligon's is such an interesting house for me. I really like their classiness and their design and everything. Um, so I want to, like I said, I want to. Penhaligon is one of the houses that I want to go more into. Yeah, that I want to try more about in the near future and get some bottles too. It's just sometimes really hard to choose which fragrance to get next. But you all seem to be into fragrance even longer than me. I mean, I'm quite a newbie still, I think, but with like 3 years. Deep and central scents. Ridiculous but great. Yeah, that's ridiculously expensive, but it smells really, but it sounds really, really great. Jaguar Classic Gold, guys. That is also sounds like a. For me, it's a little bit the original, even if I don't own a bottle anymore. Sometimes on Mondays or some, I go to just to normal stores, not to like the Douglas and stuff, and try out also like the Jaguar lines and the Eigner ones and stuff, and also like just the normal Uomo Roma, right? Is just such a great fragrance sometimes to just sniff, I think. So great guilty pleasure. Why you did that? Pave G. I mean, you can do whatever you want. I think Terra Mess is one of the most controversial fragrances of all time because even you just love it and uh, think it's one of the best classy fragrances that there are, or you think it's just old manish. I think, or like smells dirty. I think they're really just these two. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I understand you. There's no problem. I mean, you don't have to feel sorry for that. I mean, it's just like your not your cup of tea. So yeah, don't feel sorry for that. Um, or try the parfum version, which is a little bit it's a little bit more yeah, not mouth appealing, but it's a little bit not that harsh on the pepper note. Best winter scent, yeah, that you have to say your suggestion. For me, I love Prada Luna Rossa Black, for example. I love Parfums de la Layton, Tom Ford Noir, the Eau de Parfum. Um, Sometimes I forget all my fragrances. Of course, also Dior Homme Parfum, if you have that one, or the intense version. It's also really. I love the intense version, but and I love the Valentino Uomo still, also in the winter time. And for I have to say the times where my best friend was wearing a Spice Bomb as his signature in the wintertime, I really enjoyed it on him. And now I'm looking forward to Ombre Tabac because I mean it's quite a like festive kind of a scent, I would say, and I'm looking forward to wear this in the wintertime. No, I haven't tried something from Serge Lutens yet. That sounds interesting too. Le Beau Parfum versus Le Mal Elixir. I'm not the biggest fan of both, but I would go with Le Mal Elixir to be honest. I still think it's really sweet in my opinion, but it's great. I think it smells great, and a lot of people are liking it a lot. Thank you, Chip. Carlisle, yeah. I mean, if I would have your collection with all the PDMs, I would go with Carlisle or Orjan, and Haifeti. Also, it is also a great choice. Yeah, great choices too. But oud wood, I was thinking about getting carved oud by Tahim, but oud wood, I mean I don't know about you, but I really got so different performance issues with the samples I got that I really don't want to get them. Yeah, I think Le Mal Elixir is. I mean, it's not. I don't get this whole flanker thing, guys. Maybe I'm a little bit on. Oh, I have 3% left, guys. I think I either have to change the microphone or the one. But a minute. I hope you can still hear me. It will be a little bit different now. Sorry, I have to hold you. I think. But just slightly better performance. Okay, that's a little bit underwhelming. I've heard that it's a little that's really monstrous performer, but yeah. Um, yeah, and also Tobacco Vanille. I want to. Okay, yeah, yeah. Then sorry guys, when you can't give me feedback to the sound quality, I think it's not good anymore. Then I have to sadly end the stream because I can't charge and give you my microphone. Ah, okay. Okay, wait then. I do it like this. Okay, now you can hear me again. But then, now I have 5%. So I have a little bit left. Okay, Chip, see you tomorrow. I will upload, or you can stay still, but I think I will also go to bed soon. But I will film some fragrance videos tomorrow and give you my weekly rotation on Tuesday again. And I think I was how are you thinking about this idea? I was tagged from one guy again to make like a niche version, just keeping one of each niche house. Should I do that or not? Are you interested in something like that? That I do something with the things I have in my collection? Thank you, Tobias. It was great to see you live then. Thank you guys a lot, guys. I'm really, I wanted to say again that I'm really grateful for all of you guys. Really, I really appreciate and really enjoy just chatting with you, also with the comments and stuff. It's just really enjoyable to share this hobby because I think we all it's such a bubble, right? And I don't have too many fragrance enthusiasts in my as friends or something like that. So I do this particularly, uh, yeah, most of all because I love just to share, yeah, the opinion about fragrances with you guys and see what you guys are appreciating as fragrances and that I can try. So I love this little sessions and also like this live chats to see what you guys are up to. And um, okay, sounds great. Then I will do that kind of video. I think. Yeah. Also, my pleasure, Plasimir. It was really nice to talk to you guys. Question for you: would you watch if? First one, Rainless. Yeah, see you guys, and I hope you enjoy. I don't know about the time in America, but enjoy your day, enjoy your night, guys. I hope you're fine, and it was really nice to chat with you again. And I try to make this a little bit more common to just go online when I have time and to find some topics to talk about. It's really great to chat with you guys. See you next week. Hope you enjoy my content then. And I'm always really thankful for all your recommendations and stuff. Be safe too, Chip. See you next time. Bye, Tobias. Bye, Plasmodium. Bye, Rainless and Mihai. Uh, bye bye.